Welcome back to This Week at MBE. So it is Sunday night, everybody. Or, shoot,
Monday.
Labor Day. Sorry, it's Monday night. But let's show some of the stuff that's going on. As you can see, this is the machine shop to be worked on. So this is all the stuff that needs to go on the CNC machine, except for the billet manifolds up top. Those are finished. So you got down here, we got the 18s. These have been through Op 1. So this way, when a set of heads is ordered, we can get the cylinder heads machined. Honestly, we can have the cylinder heads done in a week. Parts just take time. On the 18s, one thing we need to remember is rocker gear for that can take as many as 20 weeks. So if you're planning on doing stuff for December, January, February, remember rockers are going to take 20 weeks. It might be a good idea to get the deposit in. And what usually happens, we get all of the job done, and the rockers get sent out of the 20-week part, and then you get the rest of it in about 12 weeks, because valves take about 10 to 12 weeks, and we have everything finished by the time the valves come in. Okay, so that's the 18s. Same thing on the 13s. That's the same way that is. The rocker gear takes a long time on those. And so we got the billet manifold here, the billet dominator here, that fits the 13s and the 10s, the wedge heads that we do, and then we have Sassy Racing Engines. So John Card, who owns Sassy Racing Engines, he likes to do things a little bit different, but he's very specialized in the tractor pulling and the blown tractor pulling. So he has his own proprietary ports that we do for him. We listen to what he says they need, and then we design differently for him. So this is Sassy Racing Engines. We always keep these in process for him, so if he needs a set in a week, we can get them to him. And then we got some big 9s right here that are in line that we have orders for. So these will get Op 1, or actually they do have Op 1 in them. Seat bores, guide bores, all the valve train done. So from here they'll get seats and guides and things like that and go on for final porting. We got a CNC update here. We actually do a lot of these. This is the Brodex 12 degree, like Big Duke style head. We have an update porting program. If they have Brodex's porting program in there, we can put these on the machine and put our program in there, and they work really good. We do about 3 or 4 sets of those a year. So everybody keep that in mind. That's one way to pick up your program at a much less expensive cost. So, and we can do that very quickly. It's not a big deal. And we just got some material that we're storing here, and then we'll come in here. We got more big 9s here. So back to the big 9s. So the big 9 order that's another way to look at it. We use Gesso and T&D. The one's going to be 20 weeks out for rockers. The other one's going to be 10 to 12. If you want to use the T&D stuff, the big thing, if you want to run this stuff in January, February, is to get your orders in, get that 50% deposit in so we can order all those parts and get that stuff coming so you can get your engine done. We do live in different times, so let's, if everybody plans ahead though, we'll make sure it all happens for you. And so we got billet heads over here, which I always love the billet heads. I think it's one of the nicer things we've made. Small block Chevy. We've taken all this weight out. This is on a normally aspirated, which, yay! Nothing against power adder stuff, but NA stuff certainly separates the men from the boys. So we always like doing the NA stuff. Thing's beautiful. Look at all the fasteners holding the rocker bar on. We got all the plugs that we put in here for the port plugs, because down in there is where the head stud is, down in the intake port here. So the stud comes up through here, and then the nut, with the way we do it, we like that to sit flush where the nut is and the stud, because you'll actually see something on the bench. So why not just make it right? So we actually test it that way when we do the model heads. And so that's the 18 with the soft chamber. So even though this is NA, it's going to get a soft chamber. It's going to be 16-to-1 compression, and they actually run better with a little bit of soft chamber in them. So. And this guy's pretty serious about kicking some ass in NA racing. So that right there. We got our 13s here. So So these are just in process. You can see the manifold's been laid out and everything, just double checking all that. And then we got CID Fords, so with all our MBE programs in there. And let's go in the back. Let's see what we got in the back. So I don't think what a lot of people don't realize is that we actually service a lot of engine builder cylinder heads for them. It's just one more thing, one less thing that they have to worry about. A lot of this stuff will come from out west. It's surprising how many people will ship from the west coast to this coast. So we have some stuff in here from California. We had an engine builder send four different packages for us to service. And he's trying to get ahead of it now too. This way he can be assembling motors in November instead of worrying about getting parts. So he's getting ahead of it, so that's great. But all this stuff's here to be serviced. But just keep that in mind. We don't mind doing that at all. Actually, that's definitely a part of our business. And one thing, everything will get done just like we do everything else. They'll get machined on the epoch. All the work will be done by the exceptional employees that we have. You know, that's one thing. We have some really good people. And then just normal stuff here. You can see a lot of the stuff got out. Last 2 weeks, we did get a lot of sets. You know, we did get a lot of packages out. I would say that we finished up probably, I don't know, 15 to 20 different packages. So that was good. So some of this stuff we're just waiting on either valves, rocker gear, things like that. But that stuff's coming in. So all this will be finished and it'll be shipped out of here very quickly. But it's all bagged, ready to go. When they get here, they'll be assembled and then boxed and we'll ship them out. And we got a set here. This is a set of LS heads. This is a Brodex LS head with Brodex's LS program in it. And the customer's having a lot of valve train issues. They broke valves and they've done a lot of other things. But first they were just here for us to put a soft chamber in it. And then the engine builder's like, you know what, just service the whole thing. Let's make things right. So we did one thing with it. We got rid of that backwards hook that an LS has in it. And that might work. That might be fine for everyday street use or making sure that it's better on emissions. But the thing was burning itself up, and I just want to go back to the basics. Let's just get the port right, get rid of that hook, things like that. We'll put the soft chamber in it, and then we're addressing the valve train issue that it's had because it's broken valves a couple of times. Not the valve's fault. It's just picking the right spring and doing all that. So I spent a lot of time on this. So we're going to a much serious spring. So we're going from one to the other. You can look at just how much larger the wire is, and look how much smaller the spring is. That smaller spring with the larger wire will by far outperform this. So this will have less loft. And one thing to think about: over the nose weight's not important. What's important is that we slow that speed of that lifter down with the spring before it's at max lift. And when you have wire like that and you have weight of that spring compared to that, then you have something that's going to help this. So I believe all of this should help the engine builder so he can go out and kick ass and sell more engines, which hopefully in turn he comes back to us because we helped him out. I don't charge any extra for that. That's just going through everything. There was no extra charge. All he just had to buy springs, retainers, and locks from us, but no extra cost. It's just about helping everybody. Yeah, and that's about it here. That's I'd say, everybody, that's it. Thank you very much. It's This Week at MBE. Happy Labor Day, everybody.